During this festive season, we have an idea for you. Good stuff.
Many innovative Kenyan farmers are turning into rabbit farming.
A kg of rabbit meat goes for 1,000. So I'm able to get my profit and still feed them without straining.
Simple but rewarding.
If you have the weight, because the rabbit is bought by weight, then you are in business. And there is market.
Welcome to another informative episode of Farming Today. Today, we delve into the world of rabbit farming, an expanding venture that has grabbed interests of many farmers and enthusiasts as well, especially those in Kenya's dynamic urban settings. This is Donholm in Eastlands, Nairobi, and this is where we start our show from. But first, let's have our food for thought. Rabbit farming, particularly in urban areas, offers a fresh perspective on the difficulties facing contemporary agriculture. Rabbits are an excellent source of lean, high-quality meat. Their fur has various applications, and rabbit urine is a valuable agricultural resource that could be utilized as a biofertilizer or even as a biopesticide. There are three common breeds of rabbits kept in Kenya: New Zealand White, California White, and Chinchilla. New Zealand White breed of rabbit was initially bred for meat and fur. They grow fast, and the large one could grow up to 4 to 5 kilograms in weight. The Californian rabbit breed is a meat rabbit bred from a cross between the New Zealand White and the Himalayan. They weigh about 4 to 4.5 kilograms and have a coat of dense white fur with black nose, ears, feet, and tail. The Chinchilla is a large-sized rabbit breed developed as a multi-purpose animal for fur as well as meat. Chinchilla, which is a grey-brown breed, is preferred as it has a larger mature weight. Adult Chinchilla rabbits weigh between 4 to 6 kilograms.
Amid bustling urban landscapes where space is limited, many innovative Kenyan farmers are turning into rabbit farming, a distinctive and extremely sustainable way of farming. At Donholm Estate, we meet Luna, an enthusiastic farmer who has turned urban obstacles into chances. Welcome to today's show, and maybe you can start telling us your name and a background on how you started rabbit farming.
Okay, my name is Luna Juma. I'm a rabbit farmer here in Donholm. I didn't know anything about rabbit farming, but I just liked rabbits. Okay, I was given just one with my aunt. I kept it for like 5 months. Then I felt it was bored. It needed company. I bought 3 more.
Tell us the kind of breeds you have here and why did you choose those particular breeds?
Okay, I have 6 breeds: Dutch, New Zealand, California White, Flemish Giant, Havana, and Chinchilla. Those are the first breeds I came across when I decided to do the rabbit farming. Like Havana, they've come from Dutch. Dutch gives birth to like 5 breeds. So I got Havana from Dutch. I'd really love to have all the giant breeds because they grow so fast, but I've not been able to get some of them.
Rabbits really breed fast.
Yeah, so fast.
How do you handle breeding here, especially this being an urban setting?
I buy the breeds that I want from other farmers, but as much as they're not so close from here, breeding, I can't say it's a challenge. Yeah, it's not something hard.
Tell us the kind of shelter you provide for your rabbits.
I prefer the modern cages because they're self-cleaning. They're easier to clean. My rabbits are always clean. I don't wash them. Someone can come here and ask if I wash them. I don't wash them. It's easy to harvest like urine and the droppings with the modern cages. Yeah, and like just rearing them on the ground.
How do you handle waste product from the rabbits?
All of them are helpful. Like urine, most people use it like foliar and pesticide. Myself, I use it at my garden behind there, you'll see. Yeah, I use it on my vegetables, so it's so hard to find pests on them. Then the droppings, they have number 1 manure, followed by chicken manure. I dry them. Yeah, they are sold at 100 bob per kg. I collect like 10 kgs every day. Every morning when I sweep, I collect 10 kgs. So with the waste from rabbits, it's just enough to feed them. If I sell, I buy feeds for my rabbits. I don't go back to my pockets.
Speaking of feeding, what do you feed your rabbits and how often in a day do you feed your rabbits?
I feed them twice, but water I can give them several times. But feeds...
In a day?
Yeah, in a day. I give them hay in the morning, enough hay in every cage. That should be there throughout the day. But I give them pellets in the evening. A rabbit should feed on 100 grams of pellets every day. Only 100. 100 is not a lot. Yeah, if you give them a lot, they can't breed, they can't give birth. Right now I have 69.
69 rabbits.
Yes.
How much do they consume, like if it's the pellets?
Yeah, the pellets, I give them like 7 kgs in a day.
What are some of the challenges, especially the health challenges, you face with rabbit farming?
Rabbits rarely get vaccinations. You know, a rabbit can just grow without any vaccination. Yeah, but once in a while, if the cages are not clean, there's a disease, it affects the nose. You'll find there's no fur completely. Yeah, but I only inject them. Ivermectin injection, 0.5 ml, and it clears in 4 days.
Rabbits really do not like cold. How do you handle that challenge?
Wind and direct sunlight most of the time affects rabbits, especially the small ones. They might die when they are subjected to direct sunlight. So most of the time in the evening, like let's say when the sun is on this side, I cover the cages, yeah, so that they're not affected. But with the wind, it's not easy. You know, the cages face the house, so the wind comes from the other side, so they can't be affected by the wind.
Maybe you can tell us, what is the return on investment? Is it profitable?
It's very profitable, that's what I can say. From the time I came to 50 rabbits, I started harvesting a lot of urine and a lot of manure. If I sell the droppings and the urine, that's enough to feed my rabbits. Apart from that, okay, urine is a bit challenging because the market is still low. But with the meat, if I sell like in a week, those are like, let me say 10 kgs. A kg of rabbit meat goes for 1,000. That is 10,000 in a week. They can't eat all that money. So I'm able to get my profit and still feed them without straining.
Who are the frequent customers who come and say, maybe I want a rabbit, or I want rabbit meat, or maybe I want the manure?
Frequent customers, most of them are my friends. Then they introduce me to other friends. That's how I get market for my meat, for the rabbit meat. Yeah, so I get orders, then I put them together. I can't just slaughter one rabbit, you know. I slaughter on Saturdays. So I've made them understand that I only slaughter on Saturdays. So most of their orders come, then they wait till Saturday when I slaughter, and then I deliver.
Maybe lastly you can tell us, what are your future plans? Do you plan on going big? Do you see yourself maybe having a bigger space than the one you have here?
My future plans are to be a very big rabbit farmer. I want to mentor so many people. I want to grow big and have like 1,000 rabbits. From there, I know I'll be able to pay all my bills from my rabbits. But like right now, it's a side hustle. But in future, I want to make it like that's the main business I'll be doing.
What an interesting story of Luna Juma right here at Donholm Estate. Passion and commitment, some of the things that I pick from her story. And at this point, we take a short break. But when we return, we shall be talking to an expert who will tell us about the do's and don'ts of rabbit farming, the hits and misses as well. Something that you don't want to miss. Stay with us. Welcome back to the program. And just to recap, today we are talking about rabbit farming, an agricultural practice that has become so popular to those that are living in urban areas due to its efficient use of space and resources. In our Experts Corner, we speak to Hosea Mogera from Toolkit Skills and Innovation Hub, an innovative social enterprise that provides skill-based training on innovative and sustainable approaches to agribusiness. It also majors on ecologically sustainable methods of improving productivity, particularly in limited spaces for decent employment across the value chains.
Most of the people have been wondering whether there is business in rabbit farming, and I would say yes, but you must get it right from the beginning. If you don't get it from the beginning right, you don't have business in rabbit, because you either do business in rabbit in meat production or in breeding. So if you are a breeder, you must have the pure breeds. In Kenya, over 90% of the farmers, they don't have the pure breeds, and consequently, they struggle to sell. If you are breeding for meat, you must know the right breeds for the meat, which can give the weight. And therefore, if you have the weight, because the rabbit is bought by weight for meat, then you are in business. And there is market. The most unfortunate thing is, those who have not the right breeds, their rabbits are too small. When they slaughter, the meat, after removing the intestine and the head and the skin, what remains is always less than 1.5 kg. In Kenya, majority of the people know basically 5 breeds of rabbit. Ourselves, we keep 6. So, and we keep the 6 because this is what the farmers are looking for. And one of the breeds that they are looking for, they will tell you, I want New Zealand white. They may not know exactly how it looks, but they know the name. So New Zealand white is a white the whole body, and it has pink eyes, and is a big sized rabbit, and therefore is good both for breeding and is also good for the meat production. The second rabbit that we have in the farm is the Flemish giant. And as the name says, Flemish giant, it can become very big. In this farm, we have gone up to 5 kgs. And we are attaining 5 kgs in something like 8 months. By 5 months, we already have 3.5 kgs. And the secret is keep a pure breed, so you have the right characteristics. The third rabbit that we have is California. And California would be the easiest rabbit for people to know because it has 5 black spots. It has the snout that is black, it has the feet that are black, it has the tail that is black, it has the ears that are black. And therefore, if you can get the 4 areas that are spotted black, then you have your California. It's also a very good breed for both meat and as well for the breeding. It's a good breeder. Number 4, we have the Chinchilla. And the village boys, that is the rabbit they have kept, which is gray the whole body. It is a good breeder, but also very good in the market for selling the skin for the fur. The jackets are made from the fur of the rabbit Chinchilla. Rabbit number 5 that we have is Dutch, and some people call it Dutch Kenya. It has a saddle that is white on the neck and a mirror on the face that is white. The ears are black. So, and the other whole body is black. And is a good also breeder, and it can be used for dual purpose, both breeding and for meat. The last one that is not very common is called Checkered. Is our rabbit breed number 6, Checkered. And this one we are selling it mostly for people who are buying pets. It is like a Frisian cow. It has spots, and the most exciting part of it is that the young ones that are born have different specs from the mother. So you can have great variety of colors, white and black, from the Checkered rabbit. So these are the 6. We keep them basically because that is what our clients are asking for. Success of rabbit farming begins with the right structure. And when you are considering the right structure, you are thinking about the rabbit does not like confined places, because when it urinates and then it is and there is a heat, that humidity causes the problem with its lungs. So when you are doing a structure of the rabbit, aeration is key. So number one, you must consider the aeration. Number two, you must consider the hygiene. When the rabbit urinates, should not live with its urine. It should be always clean, because the fur of the rabbit, when it steps on its urine, it remains for quite a long time before it dries. And therefore, that will be the regions where the bacteria are growing, and therefore sickness with the rabbit. So when you are doing a rabbit cage, hygiene conditions are very important. The cage helps you to collect the most important stuff from the rabbits, as it is throwing now, the urine, because it is both a fertilizer and a pesticide. So your cage must ensure that you get maximum benefits from your rabbit. You collect the droppings and you collect the urine and ensure that there is no drop that is getting wasted. When you are doing the roof for collection of the urine, you must ensure that you use a material that is not going to rust, so that, again, you can clean easily and your urine remains pure as it was as it came from the rabbit. So the cage, as you can see our design here, we have also, apart from considering the aeration, considering the hygiene, we have also considered the direction of the wind. And since our cages are facing the wind, we have done curtains. So every evening we drop the curtains. The rabbits, when they get the wind, they develop pneumonia or breathing problem. And that is a big challenge for most of the rabbit farmers. They don't consider the direction of the wind. Number 5, opportunity for the rabbit to get sun at one time for the sake of vitamin D. So our rabbits in the morning, the sun is to the east, and therefore the light is entering the cages. And you'll find all of them are sleeping on the wall when they get the sunlight. So these 6 factors are a key for you to consider when you are doing your house. Aeration, hygiene, the source of sun, the direction of the wind, and then the possible protection in case one of those factors you cannot take care of it from the design of the cage. Just like a house, when you are collecting the water, we use the same drainage system where you have the gutters. So you can see our cages from the end to the end. There is a gutter at the end, at the bottom of the cage. And since we have 2 stories, again, you see it at the bottom. So every drop of urine is collected. You get more money from collecting the urine than from having the rabbit itself. Because 1 liter of the urine in wholesale, we're selling at 100 shillings. And therefore, every day from our 86 rabbits, we collect between 20 to 22 liters per day. 22 liters per day at 100 shillings per liter is a simple calculation of the money that we make every day without selling a rabbit, just by the fact of feeding them and having them. And that is one thing that the farmers must always remember. You are getting money from what people call the waste, which we call the gold from the rabbit. Interestingly, just every disease that affects the rabbit, the chicken, will, if they are living together with the rabbits, they get it. The rabbits will get Newcastle. Pneumonia is very common for the rabbits. And then definitely like the ear cankers. These are the virobotos getting into the ears of the rabbits. So, and this one is controlled by hygiene. Okay. For the other diseases, most of the times we use the same treatment that we give to the chicken is the one we use to treat the rabbits, only different measurements of the drug that we give. For the feeding of the rabbit is daily, and we do it in the morning. And in the morning we start with the pellets, and the pellets, they help in the supplementing of the food nutrients that you may be lacking. Then we feed them with the hay, and the hay helps in the digestion. And then we feed them with the withered green materials. So I would say there are 3 food types that we give to them. And then the last thing is water. You must always have water throughout the day in the rabbit cage so that you are able to collect as much urine as possible. In fact, we always say when you are training, the amount of urine is directly proportional to the amount of water you give to your animal. So the more you can make it drink, the better for you to get the gold. Rabbit management is not challenge as long as you understand the basics. And the rule number 1 for keeping rabbit is hygiene. Ensure that by the end of the day, there is not even one leaf or dropping of the rabbit that is in the cage. All of it has fallen below and you have collected it to take it somewhere else. There is a lot of stories for people who want to start rabbit farming that they are told and that they hear, and they are given mathematics, calculations of how to make money very quickly. I say the best way to start rabbit farming is to start small, so that you are able to understand the small dynamics of the rabbits. And that is basically hygiene and feeding, and the few diseases that affect them, that are likely to be the same diseases with the chicken. So first understand what are the feeding of the rabbit, understand what is the housing of the rabbit, understand what are the diseases of the rabbits, before you even start keeping the first rabbit. Then start small. Number 2, join a network of rabbit farmers. You know, the network now acts like the cooperative that used to be there before, so that you have good bargaining, you have information flow, you have possible market networks. So always join a network of rabbit farmers even before you start keeping your rabbits. And then when you start keeping the rabbits, visit other farmers that are doing the same, so that you don't repeat their mistakes.
And that marks the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching. From Luna's story in Donholm to our Experts Corner, I do believe that you now have a deep understanding of this practice, and also you've picked something about the community-centric aspects of rabbit farming. My name is Elijah Mwangi. Let's keep the conversation alive online using the hashtag #FarmingToday. See you again next week.